Live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios, it's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
All righty then. Rudy says he's going to watch the NHL Finals.
Yes, I am. I have a reason.
Okay, why?
Look, I'm not going to apologize for it. I mean, plenty of people in the chat say they don't watch NBA, right? There's people that don't watch college football, whatever the case.
Free
whatever.
country.
People that don't watch baseball. I don't watch hockey. I'm not going to apologize for it. I don't. But scrolling through social media and I see, this highlight reel of a certain hockey player, and I was like, holy shit, that looks different. That looks like a different gear. He looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's the best hockey player on the ice every night.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes by the name of Connor McDavid. I don't know the guy. I don't watch hockey. But that motherfather, I don't know hockey. I don't know the sport. But I know when I see something that looks different and that looks like a different gear and the change of pace and the creativity, and you could tell it's all reaction. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like you setting up a move. He's just reacting, and he's just better than everybody. I don't know if he's the best player in the league. I don't know who that would be.
He is.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well then shit. Then it's just a revelation to me.
Right.
So to you people that watch hockey, like, no shit, Rudy. I get y'all. I get what y'all are saying.
I watched him kick the Stars' ass 4 nights in a row.
Yeah, so to you people that are like, hey, Rudy, welcome to the fucking party, you idiot. I get it.
Yeah.
I need a reason.
Right.
I need a reason to watch a sport. And I'm the guy that hockey wants.
Sure.
He doesn't need Jose. Jose's going to be there no matter how shitty the hockey is.
Yeah.
Most of the pub sports people are going to be there no matter how you're going to watch because, you're a hockey fan.
I actually like hockey. Yeah, Jose's probably got money on the
you covered the sport since you were in your 20s. But I can honestly say I'll stop down and watch Connor McDavid play hockey. He reminds me of Kyrie. Creativity, change of pace, change of direction, just instincts. And again, I have to relate everything to what I know. He's like Pistol Pete, Kyrie, just guys that just have this different mind when they're attacking.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely I'll stop down and watch me a little. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'll watch all 7 games, but if I roll past it, I'll stop down and watch Connor McDavid. So I thank you, NHL, for giving me a reason.
Cool.
To watch this Stanley Cup final.
And I'm not going to be one of these. I'm not going to be the typical guy. Whoa. Put out because you don't know much.
Hockey wants
me,
though.
You only watch the finals.
Yeah.
No. Okay. First of all, hockey is far and away the fourth of the big 4.
Sure.
Way far.
Sure.
And actually, it's not even fourth. College football is 2, actually, after
right.
the NFL. Yeah. And honest to God, I mean,
that's
the NCAA
true.
tournament is more popular than the NHL finals. So what the worst thing that a hockey fan can do is shit on drive-by hockey fans that watch once or twice a year
right.
and ask silly questions because it makes you an asshole. Do you want to grow the game or not?
Right.
Maybe for every 50 people like Rudy that watch, if 5 stick with the sport, ratings go up, revenue goes up, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of these elitists that shits on people, because it's hockey. Now, if it was football,
you'd be like, Rudy, you just now finding out who Patrick Mahomes
correct.
is? Right.
Yeah, that's weird. That's even for women,
right.
or even like people that live in.
Yeah, my wife hates football, but she knows Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. Of course.
Right.
Well, of course. Yeah.
But no, I watched that video. It was about a minute and a half video. I watched it probably 5 times.
Highlight reel.
Just like, who the hell is this dude?
Right.
They did a Amazon series on the Stanley Cup Finals, and they did the behind the scenes nonsense.
Yeah.
And our guy Jimmy the Bag, shout out to him, big hockey guy, bets on hockey every day. Lifer. He has said this is, and I'm very heavily leveraged on the Edmonton Oilers. It's like Michael Jordan in 1990. What we're seeing right now. It's
with Connor?
Yeah, it's like he is the best hockey player that we've had in quite a while. and he's on the verge of winning his first Stanley Cup after losing the first one, having that heartbreak. So it's a whole thing for hockey.
Yeah,
right now.
Sidney Crosby's the last guy as talented as Connor McDavid to come into the
What
league.
about the
He's
other
been in
dude,
league
the
10
Caps
years.
dude?
Ovechkin.
Well, he's 40. He's been around since the 90s.
So he's stat padding right now?
No, he became the all-time leading goal scorer this year.
Right.
And he was still very good. They went to the semifinals in the East.
Oh, okay.
Largely because of him.
Best record in the league this year.
Again, once in a while I'll stop down and I'm
Mhm.
like, I've seen a couple guys, but I haven't seen that.
Right.
That's different.
Yeah, and Edmonton's the reason why, there were some people that wanted the Stars to fire their coach last week. Kind of like the Knicks just fired Thibodeau. It's like, fuck you. What more do you want?
Yeah.
You lost to a team that's better than you,
Right.
that has the best guy in the league.
Right.
There's no there's no shame in losing to Edmonton if you're the Stars.
Yeah.
So of course you don't fire Terry DeBoer. He's one of the elite coaches in the league. He can't get over the hump. He can't. He's the Buffalo Bills in the same division as the fucking Chiefs, or the
Right.
same conference. It's the same concept. So it's like we're not going to fire the Stars coach because Edmonton's that good. Here's the storyline though for these year's finals.
What's the
It's
storyline?
it's a
It's a
repeat.
rematch, like
Yeah.
Spurs Heat.
Right. Last year, Florida jumped out to a 3-0 lead on Edmonton.
Right.
Edmonton then proceeds to win games 4, 5, and 6 to tie it at 3. We're on the precipice of unprecedented history here. Up 3-0, and it's now 3-3, only for Florida to win Game 7 after losing 3 straight games. It was a hell of a
Now, even though there's probably only 3 Americans on the Florida team, aren't I supposed to go for Florida? Is this us against
No,
them? It's not.
no,
It's not that, because all of them are from Russia and everywhere else anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't get wrapped up in that.
So I don't have. This isn't us
No,
against them.
I think you're rooting against Jordan if you're rooting against the Oilers again to get his first ring. He's the best.
I got to root again. I got to go for a Canada team.
But Florida's
Yeah.
better than Edmonton. Barely.
Yeah,
You betting on the Oilers? You said you're leveraged with the Oilers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
I bet them in the preseason.
Yeah,
to
I
win
didn't
the
know-
Stanley
Wow,
Cup.
that's
I needed to know from y'all. Do I need to buckle down and go Panthers? Is this us? Because if it's us against them, then I'm rolling with the Panthers.
Give me Florida because they've got the best goaltender in this series.
Okay.
They do. Yeah.
And that's massive. That's 50% of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to bog the show. First 10 minutes
No, I
down
love
with
it.
hockey.
I
Okay.
mean, it's easy to get me sucked into hockey talk. It's funny you did mention something there. It's like, do I have to root for Florida because they're an American club? No. I mean, that's like saying I can't root for the Raptors. But what if you're a Kawhi Leonard fan?
Right.
Back when they won the championship.
Yeah.
I
And
love-
all those guys are from America anyway.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Stars have 7 guys from Finland. So was I rooting for Finland last week? No,
No.
I was rooting for the
You were
Dallas
rooting for the
team.
Stars, right?
Yeah, it's funny. Like we're so territorial
We
in
are.
America
We are. It's especially with our sports.
by our zip code, our area code, our
By where I
county
grew up.
registry.
Right.
And I'm all for civic pride, but you can hate a team but like the city they play in, and vice
Yes.
versa. You can hate a city but support the club. It's just a team that happens to be based in this geographical area. Now,
Right.
if you were the Cowboys and there's an NFL rule that you can only have Texas-born guys on your team, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
I've never gotten wrapped up in that shit, I was a huge Joe Montana fan in the 80s as a little kid. I loved Joe Montana. And so just through that, I was a 49ers fan. But I would have rooted for the Bengals had he been a Bengal,
Gotcha.
I don't get wrapped up in this shit.
Okay.
Don't let that board. And this whole, we've gotten so weird with this border war with Canada.
I mean,
because
I
of
don't
Trump
have no problem
fucking
with
with
Canada.
them.
I'm just talking about
No.
sport. I'm talking strictly sports, not politics
Correct.
at all.
No, I know,
sports. yeah.
but unfortunately, politics affects almost every
Everything,
American
everything.
with regards to every topic, and it's gross. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Ugh.
I think Florida's going to win. I'd like to see Edmonton win, but I think Florida's going to win. Give me the Panthers in 7, another epic
Yeah.
7.
It would be
Because
so
I asked that because again, Agapito brings it up. Tune in the baseline. In 2004 and this year, most of San Antonio was rooting for Argentina and France.
Sure. Just
Because
like
of
they root for
Manu,
Mexico
yeah.
and soccer.
Right, because of Manu and Wemby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
a little
that's-
different.
That to me is
When
weird.
you root for Argentina
That was
over
weird to
America,
me.
that's weird.
That's weird.
Now, I don't get triggered and put out though by those that do, especially Mexican Americans. My grandparents were from Mexico on my mama's side, my great grandparents.
Right.
So there's some Mexican pride here. I mean, did you root for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic? I'm assuming you did.
Yeah, I
Of
almost had a
course.
breakdown. Yeah.
When they lost?
Yeah, it's all
I'm
on
sorry.
camera too. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's horrible. I had to take like a 30-minute walk. That's by far, by the way, that's my Bill Buckner moment. That's my worst sports loss I've ever experienced.
Right. He's a proud American. Venezuela's a shithole as a government, not as a population.
The government's awful.
I'll fight you in the population.
And that's fine. Even though he's an American citizen, he's still torn up when Venezuela gets beat. And he's not even from Venezuela. He's from fucking Virginia.
He wanted his parents to celebrate.
I love civic pride, but we can take it too far.
Sure.
Way too far.
They say the Panthers have a Texan. Maybe I'm sold on the Panthers.
You're seeing more and more kids from the South now.
Where do you play hockey in Texas? And I'm kidding. They have ice rinks. It's called ACE. It's called air conditioning and ice.
It's called indoor stadium.
Yeah.
You can put ice rinks and everything. No, we have more kids now starting to get to the NHL from the South because the NHL's been in the South now since the early 90s. And you have a lot of guys that play pro hockey that like the weather, and so they stay in the South. Okay. And their kids are raised here.
And it's tax-free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously if you're not in Toronto, like all the Florida Panthers guys, those guys are nondescript. In Miami, South Beach, like none of those guys are going to be recognized. They could all just like hang out, while in Toronto they'll get swarmed.
Correct. That's a good point.
Great point.
You can do whatever you want if you play in the NHL in Miami, but that's still same kids. If they played in Toronto, they'd have to be like you said, they couldn't go out. They'd be like Patrick Mahomes everywhere they go.
Right.
Yeah. So
great point. Because even though I'm watching him, I see him with his helmet. Connor McDavid walk in this studio, I'll be like, "Hey, Buki got some help." You know what I'm saying?
Are you the new intern?
I was sitting here talking about, I'm watching hockey. I love it. I love this Connor McDavid. If he walked in here right now, I'd be like, finally, Buki got some help.
Edmonton has 2 of the top 7 guys in the league, but the Panthers have a deeper club and better goaltending. It's a great series. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
It is in the building. It is program number 339 from the Texas Cheer Studios at the Pub Sports Radio venue in Southtown, Texas. The audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet.
I came in here and stated the obvious. I didn't know he was the best player in the league. I didn't know that.
That's all right.
You got a good eye. He's got Scottie Pippen, too. When you see Leon Draisaitl, you'll think the same thing.
Draisaitl's top 7 for sure.
Yeah.
He's Scottie
And he's
Pippen.
On the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
Where's
they
he
got
from?
Mike and Scotty, but they don't have a lot of else after that.
Okay.
Russia?
Wherever. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Don't bog down.
I don't know.
Who cares?
One of those godforsaken European countries that only has 8 hours of daylight, I think. One of those. All right. You want to donate to this program? Please feel free to do so via the Super Chat. You can put as much money as you want to up in there. So thank you if you do that in advance. Bouquet will load the Buy Me a Coffee link here in a minute, probably on the chat site, so you can buy us coffees as well. Yesterday, we released a surprise out of nowhere. Didn't want to say anything.
We did.
Wanted to see how many people would take notice. A brand new members-only edition of In the Building dropped yesterday, and you can go watch it for only $4.99 a month. Become a member and get all of our exclusive members-only stuff and get access to different members-only swag that we give away, because we love you hard here In the Building. All right. A couple of Cowboys talking points I wanted to get out of the way here.
What are we doing?
Just to get it out of the way, because I know everybody wants me to talk Cowboys, and, I'm far more interested in the NHL Finals today. But and it's a guy who I got sick and tired and sick of talking about, and so I haven't mentioned him on purpose now for weeks. Thankfully, he's not made news forcing me to talk about him. But now that we have had 3 weeks of OTAs and a full week of team required, whatever you want to call that, the off-season program,
right,
with a mini camp coming up next week, I thought it would be prudent to mention today, and I'll say the name. I've been on a 2-month hiatus, 6 weeks. Micah Parsons says he will be at mini camp next week. He's not going to hold out. He has all the confidence in the world. The Cowboys are about to do right by him and give him a monstrous contract that will make him the highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the league, even though he's a 2-month player. Because he ain't seen a December and January he nominated yet. But that's not my money. It's theirs, and they're getting ready to hook him up.
On the player side, as a leader side, if somebody has a C on his jersey, I respect it. On the business side, if I was his agent, I would want to slap him. I'm okay. I love it. I love it on the Micah side of it. if I was an agent, I would hate it.
I agree.
It's just business.
I agree.
It's not, but I love it on Micah's side because we got a whole new staff. We're putting in a whole new, game plan or whatever they want to call it. So I love it on that side. It's true leadership. Like, yo, we'll get it taken care of. I'm not worried about it. I'm here to work. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I want to win. I want to do something. I want to get out of this rut. But it's bad business.
I didn't blame CD Lamb at all for holding out last
No,
year.
it's just
I blame
good.
the Cowboys for not taking care of it.
Especially to only give him the shit that he asked for.
Right. And
Just so you can be dramatic. Like,
they
that's
pulled
stupid.
the same shit the year before with Zach Martin.
Oh, yeah, Zach Martin. They did Zach that way.
Only
they
to
did
pay
Dak
him what he asked for weeks ago.
So shout out to Micah. I don't praise Micah a lot, but shout out to him on true leadership.
Yeah, that's right. So here I am. Here I am giving a golf clap and some flowers to Micah Parsons. I want y'all to soak this in because it doesn't happen often.
It's the last time it's going to happen until maybe September somewhere. He'll have a few good games in September and we'll golf clap. And then November, December, we'll trash his ass.
Right. Well, my new Cowboys fandom, the way I'm doing it this year is nothing's going to bother me too much. I'll be critical when I need to be. Right. I'll get mad if they do something that makes me angry. But for the most part, what I'm not going to do this year is shit on them every week.
Right.
They can't help their past. Of course, I don't think they're going to win anything really notably this year. But I don't want it to ruin my whole season. Like every single week, it's like, okay, they beat Washington, yeah, but they're not going to win any playoff games. Okay. Then the following week, they beat Cincinnati, but still not going to do shit in January. Well, then why watch?
Right.
If every week it's, you're not going to win anything in the playoffs, then don't watch them.
And
I'm not going to do that. And I've done that the last 2 years. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to enjoy the games for what they are as a fan and talk about the positives and talk about the negatives every Monday when we come in here after they play games. And I'm not going to get caught up in the shit that like ESPN does. Well, what does this mean for the big picture? Like every day it's big picture talk. It's an ass whip.
Yeah.
You don't even know who's going to be healthy by December the 1st. You can't always go, what does this mean for Dak's future? What does this mean for the Cowboys' future? Is Brian Schottenheimer the right guy for the job 4 weeks in? It's just made-up drivel, and it fucks up my fandom, and I have allowed it to mess up my own. This year I'm enjoying my Cowboys fandom. No, I don't think it doesn't matter what I think about January. I'm going to enjoy them. And Micah Parsons
we do. We're a daily show. We go day by day.
Correct. And it is dumb for the Cowboys to make him wait on a contract, by the way, because you're going to pay him.
When you've been
do it.
When all the moves you've been making for the last 5 years have been based around CD, Dak, and Micah,
right?
Just get it over with.
Right. I would not give him a contract extension. That's me. They're going to, so why wait? That you look stupid and petty, just like you did last year with CD, the year before with Zach Martin, and then the year before that with Dak Prescott. This is what they do with their guys.
Yeah,
they let them hold out. Well, in Micah's case, he's not going to hold out next week. Now we'll see what happens by training camp. He may change his tune.
Yeah, that may be different.
All right, it is in the building, presented in part by one of our newest wonderful partners, which we'll get into. We have so many now. We love them all hard. Let's roll through it. It is Wednesday, which means it's People I Want to Punch Wednesday, presented by the law office of one of our OG supporters, Orlando Kell. Anybody you need to punch today, sir?
Yeah, so, I'm part-time at Texas Cheer Liquor #1, and you become somewhat of a bartender. Like, you got your regulars that come in there. I know everything about a lot of people in that store. And one of my regulars comes in there. He's a little down, normally cracking jokes and stuff. Hey, man, how you doing? Man, my dog needs surgery on his hind legs and his ear canal, and they told me it's going to be $10,000. And look, this is the thing. This isn't new with the vet business. Like, I know people, a bunch of people, tens of, 20s of hundreds of people that have been put in a situation where, okay, do I let my dog die or do I give up my right kidney? And again, I don't know the intricacies of what it costs for this type of stuff, but to me, I feel like the veterinarian industry preys on the fact that people treat their animals like a child, like a family member, and you're going to give your kidney up if you have to save your dog, cat, etc. And I think only because I've been hearing about this for decades, I'm punching the whole veterinarian industry because it's ridiculous on what you have to pay sometimes to whether you put your dog down which is much cheaper, or you give them the $7,000 or in this guy's case, the $10,000 that they want to fix the dog's hind legs and his ear canal.
Jeez.
So punch the veterinarian industry. And again, if there are any vets listening, my bad. I don't know. But I feel with no information, like Mike was saying the other day, no proof that they're gouging, it feels like it's a gouging industry. Because again, this has been going on for decades where people are like, man, my dog needs this and that. They're telling me it's going to be $5,000, and we're going to take a loan out on the house. I'm going to take a loan out on the house. Yeah, Rudy, it's if you got 3 kids and you got a dog, you got 4 kids. That's how most people treat it. Like, I don't know how much money Jose makes, but if Molly needed a surgery that costs $4,000, Jose, you're gonna find a way to come up with it, ain't you?
No.
Or you're gonna put her down.
You gonna let someone clap those cheeks for money? Save your doggo?
Well, if it's life or death, yeah, I'm going to have to find a way to come up with that money. But Molly does have a torn ACL that she does need a surgery on. That,
Yeah.
so, you know.
Now, I'm not talking about the dog that's 30 years old that's on its way out. That's a little different.
But yes, I know what you mean.
But
Sure.
it feels like a price gouging
Well,
industry.
for sure, because here's the
To
thing.
me, I don't have no proof.
Sure. Well, all you
Any
have to do
proof.
is call 3 different veterinarians clinics, and you'll get 3 different quotes on the same treatment for a dog.
Right.
Yeah, they charge what they want because you're right. They know people will pay it for the most part. Now, our 2 dogs are old, and
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was thinking
There's
about
no-
your dogs. Your
but-
dogs are really old.
there's no telling how much money Nina has spent over the years. I mean, she's had both of them since they were puppies on medications and putting them in kennels and stuff. We're going to Corpus this week. And
You're going to put them in kennel? You're going to
No, we don't have to this time. We make decisions to not even take vacations because those dogs are old.
Even the doggy daycares, right? They're a racket.
Some of them are crazy expensive, but we've got some good inside places here in town that we go to that know us. We've taken
Oh,
our
okay,
dogs
cool.
for a long time. We got a hookup. It's like you have an auto mechanic that you can go to because you're going to get price gouged.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Corpus Christi for the weekend only because Nina's son happens to be home this week from NYU.
So if he wasn't, y'all probably wasn't going to go.
No, you can't leave him alone for 3 days, and it's $800 to put him in a fucking
Which is
kennel for 3
crazy.
days.
And again, I don't know how expensive it is to take care of a dog for a weekend. I don't want to be bashing these
really.
industries, and
Yeah.
they're like, Rudy, that's what it costs. But $10,000 for 2 legs
That's
and
a
an
lot.
ear,
Yeah. Is the dog's life on the line?
I don't know. That part I didn't ask him. He was pretty down.
Yeah. Dang, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so punch the veterinary industry with no proof that they're price gouging.
Yeah, that's bullcrap.
Punch those assholes.
All right. I want to punch Wake Forest baseball coach Tom Walter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me set this up. Yesterday,
That's crazy, hustler.
we mentioned Pride Month
Yeah.
on this show. Damn, I forgot my
Your laptop?
my
Oh.
wristband.
Oh yeah, put your wristband
Yeah,
on.
come on, Mike.
X hustler, that's insane. He says $15,000 for the delivery of his French bulldogs from the vet.
Oh,
For the delivery, like to make puppies?
yeah.
Oh, I'd make that dog take her chances out in the yard.
Yes.
holy shit! Yeah, you got to go out to like Bernie and
Yeah,
figure it out with some
right.
country boys or something.
Just further
Yesterday,
bump. Go ahead, what's
we
up?
mentioned Pride Month yesterday, and then we had a couple of our people, and I don't get mad. It's okay. I don't want to get angry. I want to have good discussion, dialogue, some folks that were praising the Texas Rangers because they're the one organization in Major League Baseball. Is that
Mhm.
true? They're the only team in the league, Jose? Is that true?
Yeah, I'll
All right.
double check, but yeah, it's
I
like
thought
that.
I read that too, but we could double check.
Yeah. So even like the Atlanta Braves, they recognize Pride Month.
Yeah, I believe so.
Sorry to stereotype city of Atlanta, just it's in the South. No. The Rangers are the one organization that don't do anything for Pride Month.
Right.
I actually defended their right yesterday to not
You did.
do
You said I
anything.
have no problem with that.
None whatsoever. Now, if I find out that the reason they don't is because they're homophobic, that would be highly unfortunate, and it would mess with my Rangers fandom, at least while those particular owners were there.
Right.
But you don't have to celebrate Pride Month.
No.
But what pisses me off are those that get offended by others that do celebrate Pride Month.
Right.
And we had some folks in here yesterday. I'm not trying to get personal. A couple of comments though were interesting. Good for the Rangers. Okay, that makes you sound like a homophobe.
Right.
I defend. You can do both. I'm defending the Rangers' right to not celebrate.
They don't have a
Month.
pride night. Right.
Correct. But I'm defending anyone's right to support them too, because I live in America. But don't get pissed if you get called a homophobe and you got folks that don't want to talk to you anymore and distance from you when the intent is I hate gays.
Right.
You know. So, and I'm fine with the Rangers not having anything for Pride Month. Then I don't have anything then. Don't have anything the rest of the year, because I mean, that's going to make you look like a homophobe.
Right.
We talked about this yesterday. It's unfortunate that we even have to have a Pride Month, you know, and it's funny, since we signed off yesterday, I've seen things in the world that have reminded me once again why it's necessary.
Why we do need it, right.
So the other night, Wake Forest is playing Tennessee, and one of Tennessee's players, a 20-year-old kid named Andrew Fisher's coming up to the plate.
Oh,
Wake Forest didn't like a call.
I saw this. Awful.
Tom Walter, the Wake Forest coach, got pissed off at the kid, and I'm just going to quote what he said. And it sounds awful.
Okay.
But this is the world we live in. He called Fisher a fucking faggot. End quote. Right on national TV cameras.
Man,
this is a 50-year-old some-odd baseball coach coaching our youth. And you know what's great about you know what happened on the very next pitch? Fisher parked one about 500 fucking feet in the right field bleachers and fucking dog shit to the Wake Forest dugout as he rounded third, as you should have.
He called him the F and F word?
F and F. Yep. And after the game, so Wake Forest has obviously released a statement.
Does NCAA said anything? What's going to happen with this?
He needs to be fired is what he needs to be. You need to be fired. That is the same thing as the N-word.
Sure.
And they would fire him over the N-word.
Sure.
And, of course, we get this bullshit statement by Tom Walter, that language doesn't reflect my values or the standards of this program. Yes, it does.
Because that's not even a word that's
yes, it does reflect your values, or you wouldn't say it, you moron, you homophobic prick.
Yeah.
I hope he gets fucking fired.
Yeah, you can't that's in your vernacular.
Correct. That's not how I do business.
Like
it was today.
Right. Like pizza may come to mind, fuck boy comes to mind, asshole, prick, douche,
F-boy,
F-word, F-word, derogatory F-word doesn't come to mind if I decide to insult you, because it's not in my vernacular anymore.
Right.
You know, that was in the 80s when we were stupid young kids not knowing any better. Now at 47,
right.
I'm not going to get in an argument with you over a parking space, and that's what comes to mind because I don't use that word.
Right.
So you use that word.
Correct.
Clearly, it's a part of your everyday language.
Correct. You know who the defense secretary of this country is? Pete Hegseth.
Okay.
A 52-yard punt. I'm trying to cuss less. I was going to call him a cunt.
Yeah, punt.
He's a 52-yard punt that was a Fox News broadcaster that Trump decided to make the defense secretary.
No comment.
So Secretary Hegseth has ordered the Navy to change the name of one of its ships because the ship was named after a former Navy midshipman who wound up being the country's first openly elected gay city council member in the 70s, Harvey Milk. They made a movie about him. Sean Penn won the Academy Award for Best Actor playing Harvey Milk. So some years ago, the Navy named one of its it's like a what kind of it's not like a fighter ship,
aircraft carrier.
Yeah, well, I think it's like some sort of, I'm not exactly what kind of ship it is, some sort of service it provides. You know, it's the USNS Harvey Milk. Cool, named it after a civil rights pioneer for gay rights in this country, a Navy man, so they named a ship after him. Pete Hegseth yesterday ordered the Navy to change the name. And the
Lord.
Right. And when the admiral who's charged, the Navy secretary is John Phelan, he has said, I have no choice. That's my boss. We have to figure out a new name for the ship. And they asked him, so was this your idea? No, it was all on Hegseth. The timing's weird, and he admitted, the reason why Hegseth wanted it done this month is because it's Pride Month. I'll show those gays. We're going to strip the name of a Navy ship. This is the Defense Secretary of the United States. This is why Pride Month is necessary.
And again,
You don't have to celebrate it, but it's necessary.
right.
We're not trying to make your kids gay. That's
Yes.
not how that works, by the way. It's not how
Jose's
that-
gay on his own.
Now,
It's
gay's
not
got,
our fault.
Jose's on a mission to make all kids gay,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yes. We're coming for you.
Yeah, punch him for that.
That's insane. It's insane. And then
And then the wait till Pride Month
Yeah.
is like a double down.
he does
on-
it just to be an asshole.
Right.
If you truly believe that's your moral function, then just ban it anyway. But you wait till June just to double down on your assholery. I doubt Jesus thinks that's cool to do it that way.
That's
you know?
awful.
And then there's this other reason, and we'll move on. The city of San Antonio yesterday raised a pride flag over City Hall.
Uh-oh.
There it is right there, waving proudly. That's over the
Uh-oh.
San Antonio City Hall building right there. They do this every year, by the way. This is not new. They've been doing it for
I know
years.
people are pissed about this.
Of course they are. So you have the American flag on top, the Texas flag underneath that, and then a trans flag, not a LGBTQ plus flag, pride flag, flying proudly over City Hall as we speak. If you don't think Pride Month is necessary, go check out the comments. The city tweeted this out yesterday.
Those type of
Look at
posts,
the comments.
those posts, I can't because it ruins my day.
Correct.
It ruins my day to see people's ignorance.
And
so
I don't normally look at comments,
can't.
but on this one I do. And by the way, this goes on every year. This is not
Right.
new. This is not new vitriol. It's the same old bullshit every year.
Right.
Every year we celebrate Pride Month. Every year baseball teams have a Pride Night. The Spurs will have a Pride Night this season. The city raises the flag. People talk about how horrible it is, and the next day it's over because it has no bearing on anyone. It doesn't infringe upon anybody's day. The comments to the city of San Antonio raising this flag only show why Pride Month is necessary. I wish it wasn't, but it is. These are the exact same things. If you go right here, if you go and look at things that were said in the 50s and 60s and 70s during the Civil
It's
Rights
the same
movement,
thing.
it is the exact same stuff. God don't want black people and white people mixing. This is, this kind of things. Same things. Same shit. We can't let black kids go to school with our kids because they'll learn how to be black. It's the exact same shit that was said 60 years ago
It's insane.
today about lesbian, gays, transgender people
It's insane.
in this country. And that's why it's necessary. So that's a long punch. Fuck Tom Walter of Wake Forest. He absolutely has a right to say what he wants. I believe in that. This is America, and Wake Forest has a right to fire his ass over it, and they should. They should. And if they don't, I hope Tim Duncan and Chris Paul speak out against Wake Forest. The motherfucker ought to be fired. Orlando Kell is the official family lawyer in the building. I'm not cursing one more time the rest of the show.
Me
It's a lot
neither.
of cussing.
Deal. Deal.
Let's see if we can do it.
Okay.
You think I can
Deal.
pull this off?
I'm not cussing.
I
no
don't
more.
think you either one of you do.
If you need a
It's
family
easy.
lawyer,
It's easy.
our guy is Orlando Kell. For 26 years, he's been one of the premier family lawyers in all of this area, not just Bexar County. He has cases all over the state. He's our guy, 210-775-4995. You can email Orlando directly, orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. Most people are not like the people that make these stupid comments on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You can't because let's say someone has 10,000 comments.
Mm-hmm.
That is, and 8,000 of them are awful.
Yeah.
That's 8,000 idiots compared to the 300-something billion we have in the world. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So you
of
can't
course.
let people's comments on social reflect how you see the whole world.
I
'Cause
agree with you 100%.
Most normal people don't even comment in comment sections like that.
But there's still enough people that think that way where we need to have a Pride Month and a Black History Month.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a religious war here in America on college campuses where they've pitted Palestinians against, and then they've made it about Jewish people when it really it's a government against a terrorist organization, and it of course becomes about religion and race, and it just chaps my ass to no end. I don't normally let these things get to me.
Is the A word a cuss word?
No.
I don't think so.
I'm
I
allowed to.
didn't
I can
You
use.
can say FCC legal
Correct.
words. Okay, cool.
I say the Barry Switzer cuss vernacular.
Okay, cool.
Ass, damn, hell.
Okay, cool.
That's all I get, though. I don't
Okay,
get
cool.
to say any more other things. No other cursing. I don't normally bog down on these social issues because there's not any problem.
And you're not going to change anyone's mind.
Nah, it's futile. But we have to change laws. That's the thing. You know, I don't care about changing minds, and I don't want to fight with people either. I want to have intelligent, thought out, adult, peaceful discussion about it. You know, this is the one topic that gets under my skin because it's close to my house.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why every June you'll hear me go on these social political commentaries.
Sure.
Anyway, that's it. All right. What else today? Cowboys back. Back to Cowboys.
What?
All right.
What could we possibly be talking about with these
Diggs brothers? It's not just Stephon either. So I had no idea that Trayvon Diggs was not at the OTAs. I've been busy watching actual leagues that are in play still.
I didn't know.
You know he's been holding out?
Why?
Well, he's not holding out. He's not rehabbing his knee with the Cowboys people. He's chosen to do it down in Miami, which is fine, except for now it's going to cost him $500,000. So Trayvon Diggs is in danger of losing $500,000 off his base salary for next season. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
He had his knee surgically repaired in the offseason. He's never going to be the same. They need to start looking for a way to get out from underneath his contract as soon as they can. But he didn't do anything with OTAs. He didn't show up for any of the mandated off-season program the Cowboys had at the start either. And so, according to that Todd Archer, who's covered the Cowboys for a long time, according to his deal, Diggs has to take part in 84% of the off-season program. Or there's a de-escalator where the Cowboys don't have to pay him $500,000 of his salary. They have and by the way, minicamp is mandatory. You don't get paid if you don't show up. If he misses minicamp, it's going to cost him $500,000. He's told the Cowboys he wants to rehab on his own with his own people. Can't we bring those people to Texas so you can go to the OTA? Even if you just stand around and hang out and do the exercise bike, you ain't got to go out there and run drills. 500 G's he's willing to cost himself. These Diggs brothers, they're fat and they're rich and they're happy.
Yeah.
$500, 500,000, smile fun, whatever. I almost cussed. I didn't do it. And then you got his brother popping mollies on a boat during the OTA and then posting it on a video with no shits given.
Come on, Mike. It's Tusi.
Sorry, Tusi.
And by the way,
the pink Coke or whatever.
Speaking of the other Diggs, Stephon.
These Diggs brothers.
His life has been indirectly threatened.
Stephon?
Yeah, by Cardi B's ex. So
is it some rapper?
So yeah.
It's one of them rappers.
Offset of the Migos.
Offset.
So women, once women are mad, there can be evil. So she hauls off and gives her son the same exact hairdo as Stephon.
Okay.
And Offset went on Twitter. He's since deleted it, but it's too late. He said, now when somebody dies because I crash out, then I'm going to be the person in the wrong. So women, I get it. You're done. He messed up he messed up a whole bunch of times. You left him. You moved on to Stephon Diggs. But when you start twinning your son with the new guy you've been dating for 2 months, like women can do some evil stuff when they're done with you.
Right.
They're very evil. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you doing my son's hair the same? Because it braids. They got the same set of braids. And I'm just like, it's not that bad. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you're trying to trigger me. And she did. So Stephon Diggs' life has been indirectly threatened by Cardi B's ex-boyfriend.
And see, why would Offset's not going to do anything?
No, he's not going to do anything.
You got everything to lose.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to touch Stephon Diggs. But nonetheless, it's still an indirect, life-threatening tweet.
I used to joke years ago that the way rappers handled their nicknames when they had their rap names. I used to joke back in the early 2000s, we're going to get to the point where we're going to have rappers that use football penalty calls as their name, and then Offset showed up, and I just got so happy when that happened.
Yeah,
because I was proven right. When's Offsides? DJ Offsides?
Offset, yeah, he's mad.
MC pass interference.
Women, bro.
Dude, nothing's that good. Ain't no piece of pizza that good.
Right.
Ain't no piece of
Agreed.
pizza that good. Slackers is good. Slackers is great, and they got beer pong. It's beer pong night at the NACO spot.
And it's BYOP.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna need to know what that means.
I have the same question.
Bring your own pool.
Okay.
So that, like, it's hot. So you want to bring yourself a little mini pool.
Oh, nice.
Set up outside, just chill in the pool.
We're gonna let people put like little kiddie pools
Bring
out
your
there?
own pool.
That's great.
Do they have like the air blowers or whatever?
You
to
bring your
blow 'em
own
up?
air too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so bring your own pool. Beer pong is taking off at Slackers Nacogdoches on Wednesday nights. I mean, it's serious. I'm talking about 16 to 20 team leagues. It's a real thing out there at Slackers Nacogdoches. So bring yourself a pool, bring your bathing suit, and bring your beer pong skills and go hang out at Slackers Nacogdoches and get it in with the rest of the beer pongers.
Indeed. So is Diggs actually, he's with Cardi B.
Yeah, they're together.
In the words of Bookie's Blunders, Diggs is running Cardi B
very
cheeks.
much so. And she's rubbing it in.
Well,
She's rubbing it in.
good for the both of them.
Yeah.
And no one should be jealous of them.
I think she likes that stuff, you know? She
Oh
was on-
no! There's an all-out war. Sometimes splits get ugly.
Oh, she likes getting in the middle of these famous guys.
She's been with Offset for forever. He'd messed up a bunch of times. She's been with him. They got 2 kids together. She gave him a bunch of chances and finally fed up. And the best way to get a man back is to put a man with more money, in better shape, bigger situation, and put it in your face.
Migos.
All over social, because she was on that boat with the pink cocaine.
Is she? Yeah. She
So
was
here,
there.
everybody's like, "Oh, Diggs is with 3 other women." Yeah, Cardi's on the boat. They're probably taking all 4 of them back to the crib.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
women are
Probably
weird.
So I hear that Tusi makes your panties fall off.
Yeah, women are
That's what
women
they
are
say.
evil, bro.
That's what they say.
Just evil.
All right. I'd be cool if Cardi B would show up to our live show we're going to have on the 21st. I doubt it, so I can't
We
guarantee
can't,
that.
never know.
Here's what I can guarantee, that Rudy and I are going to absolutely kick ass and entertain the bejesus out of everybody on June 21 at the Lion and Rose Irish Pub up off of I-10 near the Leon Springs and Bernie Stage exit up near the Dominion. June 21st, an evening with me and Rudy, a special appearance by us, a live concert on the 21st of June. That is a Saturday, I-10 and Bernie Stage at the Lion and Rose Pub. We should have a flyer up and ready to roll today. I'm anticipating that. The flyer making department is working on that as we speak.
And it's not me.
Poor Bookie.
Everyone in the chat's first thought was, God fucking
Bookie, get the
God.
damn deal ready to
God,
roll.
Bookie.
Greg Castanuela has a weird infatuation with anything gay involving Buki. I'm starting to
Me
wonder
and Greg are
about
boys, you know?
Yeah, can we see Buki in a Speedo? Like, every time something comes up with Buki being gay, Greg is like 3 comments deep.
Greg and I are boys, you know?
I'm wondering about Greg. Show the girl Greg your wristband. Greg, we're cool here. We're inclusive, Greg. If it's something you want to tell us, this is a safe space, Greg.
Right. And now, in defense of the homophobes, Bookie does like to shove his sexuality down our throats
He
all day
does.
long.
Yeah, I do it for the homophobes as well. I do it for them. It makes me feel good.
I understand what you're doing, and the funny thing is that most of them cannot just let it go. They let it get under their skin. It's pretty funny.
Well, you know, a guy can only like dick in the butt so much, you know?
Okay,
We're
dude.
not cussing. You can't say the D word on FCC. This is a FCC
Oh, I'm
space.
supposed to not cuss
Yes.
as well?
Oh, he's beholden
Fuck!
to the,
Okay, sorry.
okay, got him. I don't think he can. These kids today can't not curse.
No, they curse.
They can't not curse.
It's my crutch. It's just like your sex crush, Mike. Like
It's
the guy
your
said.
okay. It's your generation. Your generation cannot not curse.
Feels good. Just liberating, you know?
President Trump could come in here and sit down, and you would slip up and cuss in front of him 5
and
times.
he wears hat
Ah,
backwards.
Yeah, I might tell him to go fuck himself.
Well, exactly. There's no
Decorum.
there's no linguistic decorum. It's a great
Yeah.
word. There's no linguistic respect anymore for these young kids.
Can I be honest, too?
Mm.
I definitely like when I get comfortable like in a job interview. I've done a job interview too, and I'll cuss during job.
Of course you did.
interviews, Yeah.
Of course you have.
Yeah, and the people, I say sorry for cussing. Like, oh no, you're just comfortable, blah blah blah.
That's like you've said some dumb stuff. That's probably the dumbest I've heard.
ESPN is just tired of fighting it, so they decided F it. Just let Pat McAfee drop F-bombs now. Did you ever see a day where they're dropping F-bombs on ESPN?
No, they
Never.
just decided to bleep
Never.
them.
When I worked at ESPN Radio, we couldn't say hell. They'd pull me in and say, Mike, you said way too many hells and dams today. Okay, sorry. Now they're dropping F-bombs on ESPN television. Not on radio, but they get away with a lot. I haven't listened to ESPN radio in God knows how long, but we couldn't even blink. Now, it was too much. But what do we do as a society? We overcompensate for everything.
Right.
Now we're trying to be cool because these kids can't stop cursing. Isaac III is in the building.
Thank you.
Chris Silva donated $1 earlier. I wanted to recognize
Thank you, Chris
Chris's
Silva.
dollar.
He said jump on the Texans bandwagon.
Okay. Oh, I'm into the Texans right now.
Me
I'm
too.
paying attention to them. See, I got a point about them, but let me get Isaacs in here because he gave us money. When you give us money, you get your stuff read. Good morning, fellas. I'm at work, laughing out loud, seeing Mike laugh at Offset while remembering his comment about Takeoff blasting off to heaven.
That's not funny.
Oh my God.
Okay,
That's not funny.
Rudy, was that with you? That was old radio show, I think.
Oh my
that was
God.
before Rudy, wasn't it? That was unfortunate, and I didn't know.
Murdered.
I was just being
that man
silly.
got murdered
Over
over a dice game, Mike.
All I said was he's gonna have to change it in heaven. They're gonna call him Blastoff.
Migos.
Man,
I've gotten in trouble before. We're having fun with rapper death. I don't want to go down this. I got my ass handed to me
By who?
years ago. What was the dude that got shot in L.A. out in front of it? Nipsey Hussle.
No. That's a soft spot for people.
I made a grave mistake, ignorantly, not knowing who he was, on the radio show the next day, wondering what the big deal was and why does he have a name? He stole it from Nipsey Russell, the old actor. Why can't you get an original name? What was so great about you? Oh my God, you should have seen.
Are you serious?
You think the homophobes get in my inbox? The people that defended Nipsey? Woo! I'm like, I actually issued a public.
You don't apologize for anything.
I apologized. I was ignorant.
did?
I was ignorant. Yeah. I stand on my blast off joke. That was funny. That was legit funny.
Yeah.
My Nipsey Russell takes were unfortunate.
Father, forgive us.
That was a legit apology. Isaac III back with another $10. I'm so sorry. That's okay. You
Isaac,
paid for
why
it.
would you bring that up?
He paid for it though.
Respect, Isaac. Respect.
Wait, for sale. We will repeat old stories for money for sure. Matter of fact, during our live show on the 21st at Lion and Rose Pub, I think part of the night we should do a Q&A with the people that show up. I think that'd be cool. Pass the mic around. Yeah, that'd be great. I think we should do a Q&A, man. It's like a meet and greet. Like you go to a concert, you get to meet the comedian.
All right.
We gotta do a little meet and greet.
I'm down.
I'm scared of the first question is, Mike, do you actually like Buki? I can see it.
Yeah,
now.
and you know me, I'm gonna always be brutally honest. Do you think we'd be doing our show if we didn't like the man? Aaron Canooper's up in here. $4.99. Poor Rudy's embarrassed and distancing from Mike's rapper death takes. Rudy's the look on his face.
I've come over here knowing what I was getting into, but yes, there's stuff that I distance from.
That's fine.
But I don't want to censor him.
No, but we're partners, and but I don't. I'm not saying that I won't apologize when I think it's necessary. I didn't know you apologized. I've issued apologies before.
I've even issued one before. I got canceled for 24 hours. Good time.
I actually the next day on the like 3 days later because I fought back and then realized I was wrong. And then like three shows later we did I took a 60-second timeout from programming to issue a public apology on FCC radio.
Respect.
I was wrong in my haste to entertain and always come up with the funny.
When you saw that his funeral was at Staples Center, you're like, oh hell. This is a pretty big deal.
Right. They had more for him than Kobe.
Oh, boy. That's another thing I like saying to rile people up as well.
What's that? No, be careful. Rudy loves Kobe. What are you about to say about Kobe Bryant?
My favorite
And I'll get mad at you, too. We will fire you if you be careful.
He's just the 10th best player of all time. I love saying
that's
that.
fine.
10th? I mean.
That's fine. That's subjective.
Everyone, you'll get the people who say, he's top 3. And
that's another thing I stop arguing with people about. Like, I tell you what I believe, But
Yeah.
if you believe that, like Mike was saying earlier about just having a civil conversation,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. Like, I get it. Like, okay, some people don't feel like he was that good. Hey, man, cheers. What you drinking?
Okay, 9 guys better than him. See if I can guess some. You ready?
Sure.
Mike.
Of course.
I'm guessing
Who
what
else?
you would. Hey, let me see if I can guess his.
Okay.
LeBron.
Of course. Unfortunately.
Oh, God. Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only going with the obvious ones. Tim Duncan.
Yeah. That one's
Tim
not
over
even
Kobe?
close. Yeah.
Not
no.
even close.
I don't
Okay.
think that's close either. Yeah.
Magic,
Magic.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Okay.
Bird.
Yes.
Wow.
Magic's the
Okay.
best Laker of all time, and unfortunately, he's better than Bird.
How many is
Kareem-
that?
wait a minute. Talking about best Laker. How about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Actually, you're right. It is Kareem. You're right. He's still Kobe's not even a top
How many is
4
that?
Laker.
Do you have Bill Russell over Kobe?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's easy too.
How many is
That's
that?
easy. I wouldn't say it was easy.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, it's no
3,
doubt.
4, 5, 6. That's 8. Who am I missing here, stud?
I love my favorite one to say now. I love.
Is it a
Ooh,
Celtic?
It's probably
No.
Steph.
I love saying Steph Curry's
Steph
better than
Curry.
him now.
That's fine.
I fucking love it.
That's arguable.
I'm not
I-
mad at that list.
I'm not mad at it either.
That's the basketball version of King Griffey Jr. Mike Trout to me. I love saying that one too to get people going.
I discriminate against the old players like Wilt,
Who built
Bill Russell.
Hakeem, by the way,
I
better
mean,
than
come
Kobe.
on, y'all.
Hakeem
And
Olajuwon.
it's not Wilt Chamberlain's fault that he was 50 years ahead of his time, and everybody in the league then looked like Pat Riley.
Yeah.
He did dominate the shit out of them in his numbers and championships. I mean, notwithstanding, you know who's underrated, which is funny, and it's unbelievable that he is. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is underrated.
Grossly.
It's insane. That's insane.
Grossly.
Oh yeah, he's like 7th or 8th.
No.
Are you sure he's not 2?
Yeah,
The
he's
most
yeah.
Seriously?
unstoppable shot in the history
Yeah,
of
and one
anything.
of the great defenders of all time.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably third for me.
Yeah.
Now,
Dougie
unfortunately.
Wise, you're right. Steph couldn't shine Kobe's shoes. But again, that's
yeah,
your
I wouldn't
opinion.
take Steph over Kobe. I
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't even think that's debatable, but that's fine.
Just my 2 cents. Kobe's 3 at worst. See, there's some people with some solid takes over there on the Pub Sports side. What up, Pub?
I also would take Hakeem Olajuwon too, but
I
whatever.
love Hakeem.
Kobe was an all-world defender.
12-time all defense.
No one had more balls than him in winning time. Steph has a ton. Steph has never played defense ever. And Kobe won multiple championships with completely overhauled rosters. That right there, to me, proves Kobe's greatness. That the whole roster flipped after Shaq got traded,
Took 3 years and then went to 3
and
finals.
still went to more finals with Pau Gasol. I mean, he took Andrew Bynum to the finals.
No top 75 player on that
Yeah.
2-title team.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Gasol's a Hall of Famer.
He's
Yeah,
not top
but he's
75.
not top. Yeah, go back up. Somebody else just gave us
Menudo
some money.
Kulo Biter.
Menudo
Wow.
Kulo
What?
Biter. Thank God for the new venue. I didn't feel good about having to cuss and drink at a church venue for the new venue. I didn't feel good about having to cuss. Okay, so we switched our live show from yes, it was at a church. And I thought, I won't throw these folks out of the bus too
No.
much. I thought it was like a separate hall, like on the property. It was the church. It was the main church. You can't have me in there talking like that. So yes, I'm with you. So
Yeah.
they don't care how we talk at Lion and Rose on June 21.
I think I would have just self-combusted if I would have just said some Andrew Garfield nonsense. I would just burst into flames.
Jeez. It is time to list a house, perhaps. Summertime is when a lot of people like to list homes in the springtime.
Right.
But, you just can't help it. You're busy working. Summertime's when people have time. They take vacation. So if you're looking to list a home here in June, July, or August, make sure your home is pretty enough to list. I was checking out Jay Ribaldo's website, and he doesn't just have all these different listings. He has all these different tips, how to make your house more presentable. It's just a house website, for people that like real estate. Summer curb appeal checklist is what I saw yesterday. If you're trying to make your house look
I shared
prettier
this.
to sell,
Yeah, I shared this on social.
make sure you got your landscaping taken care of. All right? Make sure you power wash your exterior surfaces. Take care of your driveway. That makes a difference. You think people would know better. It's just a driveway. No,
It
power
matters.
washing it. An ugly driveway can be the difference between somebody
why-
buying your home or not.
That's why you see those houses that are for sale with the 2 cones by the driveway, so people don't go in and back out like trying to turn around.
Right.
Because you want to keep it. Or,
Right.
call Nano or call GC and get
Yeah.
your roof treated.
Absolutely. No question.
Because that's a selling point. Like, hey, I
Right.
just got the roof treated. You're going to get another 15 years out of it.
Right. Upgrade the lighting outside of your home.
Yeah.
Women see that pretty house. It looks all glowy because you got the beautiful lights. Make sure your light scene is really good outside. Just saying. Thank you to Jay Ribaldo, the official real estate man, if you're looking to buy or sell. If you're looking at commercial property, land, my man does it all. Jay Ribaldo, 210-887-1081. You can email him directly, jribaldo@kw.com. It's Jay Ribaldo at kw.com. Website's ribaldo.com. Mentioned the Texans a second ago. I'm not worried. It's early June.
What, the shoulder?
But the Texans have shut C.J. Stroud down for OTAs and probably minicamp with general soreness in the shoulder.
D'Amico's like, I'm fine. We're not worried about it at all.
How many times has, general soreness turned into he's out 6 months?
Right.
I'm a little bit worried about C.J. Stroud. Not a ton. How you going? General soreness? It's June the 3rd or the 4th, man.
I think CJ may be one of those guys. He may have some Kobe in him. Probably overthrew in the offseason. Probably a little bit soreness because CJ's a worker. He puts in the time. So maybe that's what it is. But it's always a red flag to me.
Oh.
It's always a red flag.
I appreciate his hard work, but I would mandate he don't throw football till mid-training camp at the earliest. Keep your conditioning, study film, go to all the different meetings. The other thing is they've had to completely overhaul their offensive line. I need to at least get a see of the I need to see more of the offensive line, at least in training camp. They have 5 new offensive linemen. That's how bad they were last year. They have 3 new starters and brought in two guys for depth and free agency and drafted a kid. They have 6 new offensive linemen, a new offensive line coach, a new offensive coordinator. They have overhauled offensive line for C.J. Stroud. That kid was the second most sacked kid in the league.
Damn.
What did he, in the playoff game against the Chiefs? I think he got sacked, 9 times against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Bad.
It's bad. They're gonna cut this kid's career short like Cincinnati's cutting Joe Burrow's career short if they don't get their act together in Houston with that offensive line, and credit them. They've gone to great lengths to make that offensive line a hell of a lot better. So good. Let them gel, let them practice, and let CJ watch and chill. No throwing. That's going to freak me out.
Amen.
Freak me out. All right.
Can I shout out some
always.
coffee?
Yes, I always forget our coffee guys. Make sure you get them coffee guys in. Thank you. Who you got?
Shout out to Brad. Said, "Come on, guys!" He bought 5 coffees, by the way. As a lifelong Aggies fan, we celebrate 2 things: an Aggie win and a Longhorn loss. Wins have been hard to get this, so give us this Longhorn loss, especially this one.
I get it.
This goes back the other day. Rooting people, they're all excited
Aggies
for
were
UTSA.
happy when Aggies are big-time Roadrunner fans the other night.
The thing that I took to task was a guy that said that UTSA just salvaged A&M season. No, they didn't.
No.
It's fine to be happy that Texas got beat, but they didn't salvage nothing.
No.
A&M baseball went
Didn't even make the tournament.
The crapper.
Didn't even make the tourney.
Had a top 5 roster. Was number 1 in Baseball America in the preseason. I guess that coaching kind of matters, huh? But thank you, man. Thank you, Brad, for donating the coffees. Whoop, gig 'em. Hey, there's always. Well, let's see. What's the last thing that A&M's won a conference championship in?
Oh,
probably one of the track sports.
Yeah,
they got good track at A&M.
Track.
Help me out, Aggies. What's the last thing? Forget natties. We know y'all don't do them.
Why? Hey, sorry, Brad. Thank you for the 5 coffees.
Oh, this little sharp
Why
stick.
are you sharp sticking, man?
Little sharp stick.
Tennis?
What's the last thing that won a conference title?
We're looking it up.
Just Google A&M Conference Championship. Is that women's tennis?
That looked like a natty.
Oh, that's a natty. Yeah, it's a natty picture you got there. Golly.
2023 women's golf.
All right. Woo!
Such a butthole.
2024 women's tennis.
What?
They're
last season.
They're
okay,
a dynasty in women's tennis too. 2022 back-to-back in 23 and 24. How
All
about
right.
that?
How about that? Shove that up your yin-yang, Longhorn. Thanks for the coffee. Poor Brad. Thanks for the coffee, sir. Gig 'em. Good luck to the Aggies. Listen to audio versions of our show. A lot of y'all don't want to watch it. You'd rather listen to it, and that's okay.
Weird.
You can find us on everything. We're on Spotify, Apple, and iHeart as part of the Believe Podcast Network. Or be cool and just watch our YouTube channel. Pub Sports Radio also runs our show, Anthem TV, each and every day. And at Love You Hard TV, you can watch our shows for free, the non-members ones anyway. And we got Baseline Bums once or twice a week on the channel. Every Saturday, Bouquet hosts the Say Hey Bet
And we'll
show.
get an In Motion show here.
An In Motion.
Hopefully tomorrow, Jose, at work.
We got
All right,
a lot
cool.
going. We're dealing with a lot of things here. It's great. All right, can I give another update?
Please.
All right, so sometimes I like to go back. I don't want to be typical drive-by media. Typical media will report a headline, and then you never hear about how the story goes. The whole story can flip.
Right.
All these new facts come out that fly in the face of the original story. Update on my man Lance McCullers. I've been highly disturbed, speaking of Houston sports. The Astros ace, is trying to get back to being their ace, had a great day yesterday in Pittsburgh. Outdueled Paul Skeens, their rookies, their sensation in his second year, the big stud from LSU. Lance McCullers, 6 innings yesterday, got his first win since 2022. And the Astros beat the Pirates 3-0. Outduels the great Paul Skeens. Good for Lance McCullers. His family's life has been threatened by these asshole guys on. Oh, I said asshole. I can say ass, but not asshole.
Stupid.
My bad. Although I heard Charlie Parker once say asshole on WOAI. He didn't get in trouble.
That's Charlie.
That's Charlie. Okay. We talked about Lance McCullers. They literally had to hire him security because he was getting death threats. It wasn't typical Twitter. It
Yeah,
was
I
like
know.
legit.
Right.
And threatening his children because some dude lost money on Lance McCullers in a game betting on baseball. Ridiculous. McCullers was great yesterday. By the way, Paul Skeens has a 2.05 ERA in Pittsburgh. He's 4-6.
Oh God, it's so great.
Because
They don't score for him because he plays for
so the Pirates are
effing
going up
Pirates.
to the plate with no bats in their hand.
Correct, because of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And if Paul Skeens ever wants to show the world how great he is and pitch in the postseason, he will get out of Pittsburgh as soon as possible.
Yeah, dude. It's again, I'm not a huge soccer guy, and I don't. This is America. We have our way of doing things, but there's a few organizations in all of sports
They ain't trying to
that
win.
deserve to be relegated to another planet.
Correct.
And the Pirates are one of them. Like,
Yes.
y'all just don't care. Like, you shouldn't. Like that. We should just move you. Just do away with you and give that team to a whole different city. Give the team to Nashville. Give the
Sure.
team to San Antonio.
Sure.
Like the Browns. I know your fan base is great. You don't deserve an NFL team. Pirates, Royals. I think the Rockies just won their first series since 2024.
They've won
Yes.
10. It's January 4th. They have exactly 10 wins.
That's like you don't deserve. Like you don't deserve to be on an MLB diamond.
At least the Rockies in the past.
They were in the
Have
World Series
been
5
okay.
years ago.
I don't remember.
2007.
Oh damn! I said
Okay.
5.
It's okay. They've had some. Every once in a while, Colorado has some.
But
success.
Pittsburgh, I can say confidently, doesn't
The
deserve a
Pirates
team.
have not been competitive since the 70s.
They
They're
don't-
not trying to win. They don't care. They want to make a lot of money, sell some tickets. They win. That's great.
I
It's a
blame the
bonus.
fans. Just like
For
I blame
showing up?
I blame the Cowboy fans. Like y'all cry, moan, and groan, but buy merch and go to games and watch the games.
Yeah.
There's no reason for the Pirates to change because y'all still support it.
Yeah.
The Rockies still have one of the better attendances in baseball because
Have you ever seen that? There's that scene downtown. I would go too.
that's great. I mean,
It's like beautiful down there.
and the
What up,
stadium's
Dabby? I would go
fantastic,
too.
yeah.
It's like a beautiful stadium.
Quiet as it's kept.
It's
open.
cool down there. Like I get, it's more of a night out than it is about
Exactly.
support of the Rockies.
And quiet as it's kept. You could go in the stadium, bring your weed substances, and smoke in the stadium quietly, but whatever.
Yeah, and you can buy weed too. Yeah, and quietly smoke in the stadium.
Yeah,
He's
You're
right
not
about that.
smoking in the
He's right about
stadium.
that.
That's- Like, no, just
There's designated smoking
just
areas.
get high before you go. Like,
Man,
damn,
I can
dude.
show you. I can show you a few videos of people smoking in the stadiums. It's pretty funny.
If you do, you have problems. That's when you need rehab.
Well, anyway, we're all in agreement on the Pirates. I would rather suck a wiener-flavored lollipop than pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah,
so
sad.
Paul Skeens should get the hell out of that town.
What do you think that tastes like?
Better than pitching for the Pirates is my guess. And I don't know what either one is like, but I'm going to give me the lollipop over the Pirates. All right, show presented in part by one of our brand new sponsors that we announced this week, Sun Safe Auto Solutions. Great visit with those guys over there the other day. A really great visit. Sun Safe Automotive quality products backed by 100% customer service treatment. They do premium tinting services. They offer these products that totally enhance your car's experience, comfort, and protection. Call it PPF.
Yeah, so like nowadays, every car is $60,000. Especially like, let's say you're in the trucks and you you spend $80,000 on the truck and you're paying $1,000 truck payment. They put that PPF on there to keep the safe from the chips and the rocks and all the debris and stuff that we have here in San Antonio because of all our construction. If you're going to spend $1,000 a month on a truck, you want to be able to keep its trade-in value. Go put that PPF on it. We actually watched them do it. It took maybe 30, 40 minutes at most. They put it on the hood, and that was just real quick on the hood. So hit up SunSafe and protect your cars from all the debris and rocks and chips.
Dang right. And this heat, man. You know, we watched them, like you said, Rudy said, the tinting is so. Who in Texas doesn't have tint on their window? I feel bad for them with the heat we have here. Heat rejection. Make your
I didn't know you
cooler.
could do your front windshield.
That's
it's
pretty
allowed.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know
allowed
in Texas. You could do that.
You can't. It can't be as dark as the back windows,
No.
but you can do it absolutely. With the heat we have in this state, it makes for a much cooler cab in your truck. You know, we're talking about 99% protection from harmful UV rays that also help protect your skin. You ever gotten a sunburn in a car?
No,
I have, riding in the
black.
passenger side. One time I fell asleep riding passenger, and I had my face over on the window. My whole side of my face and my right arm was sunburned.
Damn.
No tint. No window tint.
Yeah.
SunSafe Auto Solutions. 210-393-5088. They're on Facebook. Look up our guys at SunSafe Auto Solutions. All right. Good luck to the New York Knicks. I hope y'all did the right thing. I don't know if you did, but good luck to you. Thoughts on Tibbs getting... Well, they told Tom Thibodeau in New York yesterday to go get your effing shine box. Thoughts on that? Pregnant pause
here.
here.
How do I say this? I'm not a Tibbs fan, so I don't have a problem with it, but I also don't feel like you should be fired after you got to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since, 99? Yeah, that's when they went to the finals and lost to the Spurs. Since 99, and you get fired after, getting them over the hump with an okay roster. Like, yeah, Brunson's good. Karl-Anthony Towns is good, but I wouldn't put either one of them in, my top 75. You did as much as you could with the roster he was given. The Pacers are just better. So while I'm not a Tibbs fan and I think he got out-coached, I think Rick Carlisle handed him his ass, I don't think it warranted him being fired. I think the GM should have said, hey, you know what, don't panic. Let's make a move or two and let's run it back. So if that makes any sense. Not a Tibbs fan. I would have never hired him, but I don't think you fire a guy that just got to the Eastern Conference Finals. That doesn't make sense to me.
To use a word from Screaming A. Smith, it's egregious. There's an egregiousness in the NBA, and it's been going on since I was alive, where so many times a head coach loses his job when the problem is the general manager.
Bingo.
But the coach technically works for the GM in hierarchy. How many times have you seen a coach get fired when you know the GM sucked?
Oh, the last 10 Cowboy coaches.
And owners need to stop letting this happen. It's a great point. The last 10 Cowboy coaches. Every single time the Cowboys have fired their head coach, the real problem was the general manager.
Right.
You couldn't be more correct. Leon Rose is the GM of the Knicks, but he gets to sit up in the press box. No one recognizes him. He ain't on the court. He's the one that traded 6 draft picks for their roster that's just pretty good and totally overachieved because they got Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
That's an okay team that went on a good run. Leon Rose, why ain't he fired?
Super agent turned GM. Yeah, I don't know. He should be. If Tibbs got to go, then Leon got to go.
Right? And look, maybe Tibbs is a builder, not a finisher. That's fine.
That's
That's
mic
fine.
drop.
That's fine.
That's what he is.
I need it. Who's the next guy? Mike Malone?
Probably.
He's Tom Thibodeau
Probably.
part 2, isn't he?
No, I think.
Although
Mike's
he's won a
better.
title.
Yeah, he's better than Tibbs.
But he still has that kind of
and
older
Tibbs
school.
is known for running his players into the ground.
Yeah, refusing to play.
Tibbs is also known for ruining Derrick Rose's career.
Tibbs
Right.
and Cat apparently also didn't like each other either.
Cat got him fired in Minnesota, as
Yeah.
Mr. Centeno tells us. I forgot about that,
Yeah.
Gene.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right, Gene.
Oh, good luck to the Knicks. And good luck, because there ain't like there's, I mean, who's out there?
But like
right now?
that's what I'm saying. Like if you're making the fire because there's someone better, then it makes sense. It's
Well, let's
like,
see what
oh,
they do.
you know, well, prior to Jordan,
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's available. You make room for him.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to his girlfriend.
You got that video Rudy sent from Texas Cheer Liquor?
Yes, I do.
Cue that bad boy. Is it ready to roll?
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay,
I'll be-
1, 2.
Don't say 2 seconds if it ain't 2 seconds, then that's not it.
When in doubt, fire off the Mike failed dunk. Is that your new philosophy?
I should be.
I'll set it up by saying this. They got a great Father's Day gift idea coming up at Texas Cheer Liquor, the one on Petrenko.
Here's the June special.
Oh, we finally got June special.
Yes.
And we got specials.
negative 196, 14 unicorn.
Yeah!
And that Luna Azul, who a little birdie told me Luna Azul may be the new Spurs tequila.
Really?
Maybe I'm not supposed to, probably wasn't supposed to say that out loud, but a little birdie told me that Luna Azul is positioning themselves to become the official tequila of the Frostbank Center. That's what I mean.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out. That's a fire video. I like that.
I put that together on TikTok.
You did? Oh,
That's
dude.
that's my
nice.
TikTok work.
That's nice.
I'm getting good at the tiki takis.
In addition
I
to
told
the
my
June-
teenager she's hired this summer
Oh, good.
to run my tiki takis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she gets air,
Yeah.
water, lights, and shelter.
That's a good deal.
That's what
Oh, that's what you pay her in?
Food too.
You get to stay alive and living in my house?
we
I
go
like
to HEB for your black
I
ass.
love that.
Yeah.
We go to HEB for your black ass. Again, you imagine Rudy getting mad at you if you're his. Imagine being his kid and he's pissed at you.
Oh no, they
I'd
Oh,
hide
my
under my
God.
bed.
I would pee my pants.
yeah.
All right. Fire specials for June at all 7 Texas Cheer Liquors. But the Father's Day one is at the Petrenko location, the OG, the original #1 store. It's actually listed as #1 if you go to your phone and try to find it. On Petrenko on Saturday, June 14th at the Texas Cheer Liquor on Petrenko from noon to 3. It is a free bottle engraving. What a great idea for your dad. Purchase any bottle of Gentleman Jack, Woodford Reserve, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, or Herradura Tequila and have that bottle engraved for absolutely free. Texas Cheer Liquor. All right. You kind of did the GC Live spot already.
I think it's a great lie. I think it
I think
was
it
a
was
great
great.
way to join those two because
It's a great way to make your house more sellable.
and worth more.
Right. So if you're thinking about listing a home, have you what's the last time you crawled on your how often does a man actually crawl up on top of his own roof and take a real good look?
I've never been up there, and
You
I've
haven't-
lived there for
Right.
20 years.
Russ has been up there 4 times and is begging you to fix it. Rudy's got a bad tooth up there on his
I
roof,
got
but he
a bad
refuses to.
tooth.
If I don't see it, I don't know it.
Yeah, I got man. I was one of them people that got scammed. And that's another reason to call GC and Lone Star because
Yeah.
when you have hailstorms, you get these fly-by-night companies come through your area.
Mhm.
Oh, we'll do it for this much. You give them the check that Allstate gives you, and
Right.
then you never see them again. That's what
Right.
happened to me. So then when Russ went up on the roof and then he told Allstate was like, those are the same damages that we cut them a check for 10 years ago. And that's when I finally told Russ that, yeah, man, one of them, some roofing company from somewhere took my money and ran.
That's not good.
I know.
All right. We had another
And
satisfied
Allstate's like, we did our job.
Thunderdomer named
Ooh.
Priscilla.
Oh, yeah.
She's hired both these boys.
Both
So
of them.
GC is going to do some maintenance and some cleanup and some repair work on her roof. And Lone Star Nano Services is going to come in and spray that that love sauce on her roof this week. Take care of this woman, Priscilla. Shout out to her and her family. Get through this without getting emotional. Her late husband was a longtime Thunderdomer, listened to both of our radio shows, and was a subscriber to our podcast back in the early days when we first started doing them. Passed a couple years ago, and she's not forgotten us and how much her husband loved us, and so she reached out doing business with our people. Now, that's pretty sweet. I can't spend too much time on that. That's just other than thank you, that's Priscilla. Tough. Shout out to you and the memory of your man. Appreciate that very much. It's Lone Star Nano Services and or GC Services Roofing. These boys serve all of South Texas, not just in San Antonio, but all the way to the Gulf Coast and back. Speaking of basketball, how symbolic is it the Pacers, heavy underdogs, taking on the Thunder, had to divert their airplane and land in Tulsa yesterday because of a tornado in Oklahoma. That's God welcoming you to the ass whooping.
Yeah, that ain't a good sign. How would you like to be in Oklahoma or Indiana and win a title? Like,
where do you go?
Do you leave to Vegas?
Yeah,
that's what you do. Where are you going to
celebrate in Oklahoma?
Where are you going?
Them rednecks can party. They'll flip a mobile home.
You're going
or two.
to some mobile home with a bonfire?
Yeah.
And where are you going in Indiana? The other mobile home and bonfire? Like
not everybody parties like y'all.
Halliburton rents a jet and they go to Vegas.
Some people like just having quiet nights with Netflix and chill.
Not 22-year-olds.
You don't think SGA's going to party in Oklahoma if they win the title?
SGA's a married family man, so they might do it in Oklahoma.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine. Maybe Chet's got a private jet waiting to fly back up to Seattle so he can smoke weed legally.
Well, you go back to that video of Halliburton in Paris at the Olympics.
I'd be scared for him.
That dude had a minivan
full of women,
full of snow.
That was so
funny.
It
was full of snow.
Oh, we mean white women. I love how Rudy calls white women snow.
It looked like Utah in December hopping out that minivan.
They had long legs in mountains.
And he's got a chick. And
White girls equal snow. Yeah. I'm not, okay, this isn't. So when you say play in the snow, now I know what you meant all this time.
He likes to play in the snow. Halliburton likes to play in the snow. Mahomes, SGA.
By the way, shout out to Mahomes' wife for making some off-season acquisitions recently.
What'd she do? She got her chest done?
She made 2 off-season acquisitions.
Well, she's had 3 babies, man. Maybe it was just a lift.
It could have been. She made some adjustments.
That's when my wife got hers done after our first child.
You know what? I've cooled on Brittany.
You don't like her?
No. I know I had lots of heat and vitriol for her for a while because every time I turned on anything having to do with the Chiefs, I had her in my face.
Oh God, yeah, TikToking her and the brother.
And Taylor Swift helped that too.
I was about to say
she's had a lower profile. Have you boys noticed that? Have you noticed that Pat Mahomes Sr.? I haven't heard much from him. Remember the dumbass brother? Hadn't heard much from him either.
Pat finally sat him all down.
I think Pat finally had a talk with the family.
And he probably ran a video of Savannah James and said, "Do you know who this is?" And they were all probably like, "No." And he was probably like, "Exactly."
Oh, right.
That's right. Savannah James. That's LeBron James's wife.
Right.
And you can't pick her out of a lineup.
Yeah.
Because she plays her role.
Brittany still goes to all the games.
Yeah.
She cheers her butt off.
Yeah.
But she's had a couple of reality shows online. She was and did you ever watch the Netflix show a couple years back? They covered quarterbacks in the offseason.
I loved it.
She was fine in that. She was not invasive. She wasn't over the top. She wasn't acting like Bill Belichick's girlfriend. She's mellowed some, dare I say. Knock on the wood. The brother ain't heard from that jackass in 2 years.
Pat,
he got sent back to Tyler.
Pat cut his allowance. Yeah. He was like, "I'm cutting your allowance until you stop gyrating on TikTok."
Right. And then earlier this year, Pat Mahomes Sr. agreed to have an exhibition UFC match with John Rocker.
Which is
then all of a sudden Rocker's like, "I haven't heard from Patrick Sr. in weeks. He must be scared." No, his son told him to chill the F out.
Yeah.
Good on Patrick Mahomes. That stuff's tapered way down.
Dude, let me be the face. Y'all just take this $50,000 a month.
Right.
Like, yo, bro, my little bro.
Yeah.
I direct deposit you $50,000 a month. You don't need to be famous too.
Or maybe I won't direct deposit you any more money if you don't chill out.
Yeah, like you don't
Stand
let me
down,
let me be the face,
Stand
and y'all
down.
just spend the money.
Right. Stand down. All right. Whether you're a Chiefs fan, Spurs fan, Texas Tech Red Raider fan, hell, you may be a fan of, I don't know, Aussie Rules football. Sammy's Embroidery will put your logo on anything you need. Local athletic teams in this city for years, since 1994, have gone to Sam's for their outfitting. It is Sammy's Embroidery, the official outfitter, logo maker.
I like that
Embroidery man, the official athletic outfitter of In the Building. Sam's Embroidery since 1994, the gold standard. They have served over a million people, unique people, not repeat customers, 1 million unique visitors in the 30 years-ish that Sammy's been doing what he does. High-quality customer service. One-day turnaround on any size order. Cops, sheriff's department, restaurants, school districts, podcasts, all of us go to Sammy's Embroidery. You should too. And make sure you mention In the Building. Right there on San Pedro, near the mall in San Antonio. 210-824-39. What is that? 3990. Little icons are in the way. 3900. My bad. 824-3900. Thank you, Buki. 6900 San Pedro Avenue. Can't miss it. Sammy's got the big billboard and got the big sign out in the front. Sammy's Embroidery. All right, before we get out of here, you mentioned the Texas Tech pitcher yesterday. I'm not saying you jinxed her, but I get home yesterday and I find out she's got a bad hamstring. Should be fun. This is Nisha Kennedy.
Yeah. $1 million softball player.
$1 million pitcher from Texas Tech. Sore left hamstring. But turns out she's been dealing with it since February, and the Texas Tech's coach was saying, had it been the right hamstring, we'd have to shut her down. It's the left one.
Plant.
She's fine.
Because she pitches.
She's the only pitcher they use.
I almost called her SOB, but she's a girl.
Oh,
so
she's a pitching girl.
Son of a girl.
She's a badass. You
Son
call her a
of a girl.
badass. She's insane good. They gave her $1 million to go to Texas.
Cody Campbell
Tech.
gave her $1 million.
Yeah, they're a big booster. So Nisha Kennedy should be fine. Game 1 of the Women's World Series, Texas Tech and the Lady Longhorns in the All-Texas Final begins on tonight, Game 1. I'm excited for it. All right, we're done. We're done. Why do I need to put my readers on, Greg?
She's going to get rocked tonight. Hook 'em. UT fan already tapping in.
Already?
Right. Already tapping in.
Look,
His daughter just graduated from UT, so
Texas
he's
is
drinking all
great,
the Kool-Aid.
but she ain't getting rocked.
She ain't getting rocked.
These are going to be 2-1, 1-0.
Well,
games.
that game against Boomer was 3-2.
And that's a lot.
And you hated to see that.
And for Nisha to give up 2 runs is something.
Yeah, did I hear the MLB's going to pull an NBA and fund a pro WNBA softball league?
I don't know. Did you hear that?
There is a softball league. It's called.
I know there's already one, but I've heard the MLB
but
is
we
going to
get
pull.
a legit one.
Yeah, like the Athletes United.
Send me what you saw.
Okay,
I
I'm
wanna read
fine.
up
I'm
on
fine.
that. All right, we're done. Love y'all hard. Thanks, everybody. Happy Pride Month.
Hook 'em, G.
Don't get upset.
Hook 'em,
Nothing's going to
Homer.
happen. Everything's going to be just fine. Sun's still going to come up in July when Pride Month's over. Love y'all hard.